This is the plaintiff, Ronette Merriweather. She says she complained to the defendant, her landlord, about some repairs that needed to be made to her apartment, and the guy didn't fix anything. All he did was file eviction proceedings against her. If that weren't bad enough, then he entered her apartment and threw all her belongings into a dumpster on the street. He can't be allowed to get away with that, so she's suing him here and now for the $3,250 she's owed. This is the defendant, Devanshu Kansara. He says the plaintiff gave him story after story why she was having trouble paying the rent. So he did what any landlord who's not getting paid would do. He started eviction proceedings. The woman decided to abandon the place before being evicted. He cleaned up the garbage she left behind, and now the woman's suing him? Ha! Good luck. He's accused of cleaning a woman out.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says her landlord wouldn't fix a bunch of stuff and then tried to evict her. But the defendant says she's a deadbeat tenant. It's the case of curb kicked.
Okay, Ronette Merriweather?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing your former landlord, Devanshu Kansara?
Yes.
For $3,250. You are suing for 3 times the rent and pain and suffering. On account of what?
I rented a property from the defendant in July of 2012. He knew about repairs that needed to be done in the house.
What were the repairs?
The AC.
What was wrong with the AC?
Unit. It was leaking. It smelled toxic. It was coming on, then it wasn't coming on. Some issues with it.
Okay, so go on. What else was the issue?
At the bottom of the front door, it had been chipped away like termites. Had been eaten away.
And therefore what?
Therefore, it let insects in and out of the house.
So what was supposed to be done there?
It was supposed to have been fixed, repaired in some type of way.
Is any of that in your lease?
No, ma'am. There was a verbal repairs that needed to be done prior to him leaving.
Do you have the lease?
The original lease was destroyed when he put my property out on
Do you have the
February
lease?
11th.
May I see it? All right, so go on. So you move in, and this is when?
July 2012.
Okay, and he was going out of the country, correct?
He was going out of the country.
And you knew he was going out of the country. All right, did you pay any rent?
Yes.
Okay, how much rent did you pay and when?
I first paid the deposit that he wished on before he went.
Well, that was, you had to pay the deposit to get in.
Yes.
And then what else did you pay?
And I paid $320 of August, and that's when I reported him about the repairs that needed to be fixed.
In August, you paid half the rent, and then that's the last time you paid rent? So you didn't pay rent, and he's out of the country. And then it isn't until he comes back that he's able to ask you, hey, what the heck? And when he comes back, you come back what month?
December.
December. And you would realize that she wasn't paying since August? She never even finished paying August. And you were where?
We were in Moldova, in Europe.
Okay. Busy.
Thank you. Yeah,
How old is that baby?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is, I could smell fresh bun, you know. God bless. All right. So when you come back in December, what do you do?
Do you mind if I try to
ahead.
give a background? According to the terms of the lease, all repairs up to $1,000, including the AC, are her responsibility. She has signed that lease, and it's there in the lease.
Did you see that?
That is not the original lease. The original lease, it was only in my possession, and it got destroyed when he removed my items.
So he comes back in January, and according to, let me
He comes back
see your
in
statement. He
December.
comes back in January and does what?
He comes back in December, and when he came back in December, I paid him up a couple months that I had not been paying him. These are receipts in his signature.
Okay, let me see those.
For the prior months, because he kept telling me that he would send someone, so that's why I didn't make an
Let me see
effort
the
to
receipt.
fix it
These
myself.
are receipts for,
December when he got back.
did you accept monies from her in December?
Yes.
You file an eviction case when? In January?
I think so, in January.
In January the 17th.
And did you pay January rent?
No, ma'am.
So even with these two receipts where it's $1,200 and $250, since you were in arrears at that point, $3,300, and why are you paying this if you supposedly feel
Because
like you're in the right about the AC issue.
Because he told me that the next day that he would have somebody come and do the repairs that he'd been telling me that they were coming to do.
Okay, so you go on January 11th and file for eviction,
Yes.
correct? All right, according to your complaint, before we were given a court date, he went into my apartment while I was at work. Tell me about that.
He's been in my place on many occasions. He just enter. He doesn't contact me and tell me prior that he's going in, nothing the above. On the first occasion while I was at work, he had went in my place and I come back home and some of my money is missing. I go to my neighbors and ask them what was going on. They told me my landlord had been in my house with 2 other individuals that I didn't know. I immediately called the police to report it.
Do you have a police report?
Yes, I did.
May I see it? He files the eviction January 11th, and I see you calling the police after the eviction's been filed. I don't see you calling the police to complain about anything before the eviction's been filed. Now, you admit that you were inside of the place in January, correct?
No, I do not admit that. After we came back and I started eviction proceedings, I started preparing to get another tenant. So I did some publicity. And I explained to my tenants, I'm doing an eviction, so I cannot show you from inside, but I will show you from outside. So this is what I did several times. Then after we started the proceedings, she sent me an email saying, I'm actually going to leave the property. I have the email
I
there.
saw that.
Right.
And that's in January.
Right. And then
And that her boyfriend was going to stay, who she wasn't getting along with.
Yes. And then we were going, then we looked through the window and I saw that all the furniture was packed up and the sofa set was up like this. Then we came a few days later, everything was gone. What was left looked like trash.
What was it? Do you have
Looked
pictures
like-
of that?
Yes,
Let me see 'em.
garbage. Here's what happened. After that, after we saw that gone, I actually sent her an email saying, I'm entering the property.
This was on
according
what
to-
date?
On the 1st of February.
Okay.
That I'm entering the property according to the terms of the lease, which allows me to enter the property. On point 12 of the lease, it says that the landlord can enter any time to protect and preserve the property.
And you had realized that the electricity was turned off.
No, here's what we did then. To avoid all this that we're facing right now, I actually went to OUC, the utility company, to confirm if the utilities had been turned off. They had been turned off.
Were your utilities turned off?
For 2 weeks, I have OUC, and
Why,
he did
why
not
was
go
your,
on
why
the
were
day
your
he said he
utilities
went.
turned off?
I turned them off so the tenant who were locking me out and we was going through some issues, he
boyfriend?
would not leave. So the 2 utilities was in my name. They were only off 2 weeks. I have a document from OUC saying that.
Okay,
Mr.
tell me about these
Consaro-
pictures, though, that pretty much look like whoever was living there was no longer living there.
That is not true. He had removed half of my items at that
Okay,
time.
but I'm seeing completely empty rooms.
That's how I was wiped out. Everything was gone.
I'm sorry,
Everything
are you
was
saying
wiped
he
out.
stole your furniture? Your landlord stole your
I'm
furniture?
saying my furniture and everything else that I belonged to me were in the dumpster in front of my house.
Are you saying he put it there or your boyfriend put it there?
The police report showed that that man, he brought 2 people with him and himself removed my properties.
Okay, what
My
property
boyfriend
do you
had
say
already
was put
moved
in
out.
the
My
dumpster?
ex-boyfriend had already
What
moved
property
out.
do you say was put in the dumpster?
Okay, so here's my question. On balance, who is more abusive, landlords or tenants?
Landlords sometimes.
What do you say?
I'm living in the same place for so many years and I'm asking for to change the carpet or paint my apartment. They never do it. And I've been there for 42 years.
42 years? They haven't changed it in 42 years?
No, I have
Get out.
I have to do myself. So I changed the carpet myself with my own money. They don't say anything.
What a creep.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, maybe because I'm and a rent control in Santa Monica. That's why.
Oh, so you get a really good deal.
Maybe.
Yeah, Santa Monica has really good deals for tenants, so maybe your landlord's just pissed off at you.
Maybe.
Exactly. You see, I solved that whole thing. There you go. By the way, what are you paying, real quick? For 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, what?
2 bedrooms.
How much you paying? Roughly.
Not even $1,000.
Not even $1,000?
No.
Oh boy, she has got a deal going inside the courtroom.
My living room chair,
A living room chair.
Yes, my dining set, my 3-chair dining set, a living room table.
Did you
I seen a
Did you put all
mattress.
these things in a dumpster?
We supplied her with a sofa set, with a fridge, with some furniture. The property was given to her painted, freshly painted, carpet shampooed.
Do you have pictures of the property before you gave it to her?
Yes, the first color photo is of the...
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. And if you look at how the furniture looks when it was given and how it looks when we went into the property, she had trashed the place. Her boyfriend told me she was buying $20 bottles of wine and partying. If you look at the carpet, it's full of wine stains all over the place. She wouldn't pay the rent, but she's buying $20 bottles of wine. We don't buy $20 bottles of wine. We go to Walmart and buy one for $2.97.
Oh my goodness.
And she's
I'm
not
so
paying
sorry.
the rent. If you look at the lease, on the lease it states that we supplied all these items. She's claiming I stole my own items.
Okay.
No.
All right. Can you explain to me? Okay. Let's see if we got the chronology straight. Now we're talking about February.
Yes.
I see an email where you send him saying, I am totally living there, because at this point, Marcus is moving out, right? Once Marcus moves out, you decide, I want back in. But you don't pay any of the rent. And then the case delays and it takes all the way to April.
Yes.
And you win the eviction. But between February, when you walk in, and these pictures, according to you, are taken in February. I want to know what had been there between February and then. Did she move stuff back in to live there once Marcus left? She's nodding. That's okay. That's it. That was a missing puzzle. That was a missing piece. So you move out. You leave in an effort for Marcus to get out. Marcus finally leaves, and then you bring your stuff back in. Yes. That's why you see that there's no stuff there and walk in there. Whether he walked in, didn't walk in, apparently your claims of theft and trespass and everything else were most unimpressive to your eviction judge, because they didn't make a whit of a difference and you were evicted. What are you suing for? Because if you were suing for the value of your furniture, I would understand your lawsuit. What you're suing for is 1 month's rent, when you're the person who doesn't pay rent, times 3, because you have some idea that there is a law that says that you can sue for treble damages.
Yes, ma'am. He removed my property on February the 11th, 2013. I got evicted it got guaranteed without being
but
dismissed.
You say he removed apparently the Taj Mahal, and you say you removed junk that she left behind it was yours, not even hers.
Which she had trashed. We gave it to her in good condition. You can see the photos there.
My detective said he had
If you look at the photo,
stick a fork in me. I am so done. I'm done. Okay? No, I am not going to order your landlord to pay you $3,000. By the way, she never ended up paying any rent, right?
No.
After other than what we've talked about. So you're still in the hole for. This is too funny. Hold on. How much rent are you out?
I think it's about $5,000, something like that.
But you want him to pay you $3,000. Okay. No.
Hold on, guys.
And knows a legal term for the defendant has won this case. Step on in here. What's your reaction to how this has worked out?
Well, I'm unhappy about it. She took the case and when I got evicted rather than when he entered my property and really removed all my belongings. So the whole story was not seen or told. So, but it's okay.
Did you try to work the system and live rent-free there?
No, I did not.
For 7 out of those 9 months?
No, I did not. But if you file an eviction, you have to wait till it's processed before you go in and remove their property. That's in any state.
Yeah, the AC was broken, so you weren't paying the rent, right?
The AC and other items that he knew about that he told me that were going to be repaired. So I thought that, okay, I'm going to wait on him.
So where are you living now?
I'm living downtown Orlando.
Is it better?
Yes.
You got a good setup? Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, head right down there. All right, so come on in here, if you would, and tell us what you think about the outcome here. Come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
satisfied how this comes out?
I'm very satisfied. I think the judge saw through that woman's lies. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, she was trying to make a mockery of the justice system. That is a tenant from hell.
Mm-hmm. What about the $5,000 that you're still owed? What do you do about that?
If I have to put up with her, I'd rather not have the money.
All right, well, congratulations. Good luck with
Thank you.
The 3-week-old is 1 for 1 in the court system.
Thank you very much.
Harvey?
Here's the bottom line. Tenants generally have way more protection than landlords. This is really hard in many cities to get a tenant evicted. You have to wait a long time if you're a landlord, and sometimes without getting a penny in rent.